Shocked is not a strong enough word to describe how people are feeling here tonight after the terrifying series of events unfolded this morning.
The thing that I remembered was calling Danny's phone. I just got off work and I was on my way home. And I was calling and he wasn't answering, and I think it's some other's intuition, if you want to call it that. I just knew immediately something wasn't right. I had that feeling.
She ended up getting a call from his phone, and she's like, "Danny," and it wasn't. It was a fireman.
Yeah, first responder.
First responder, and told her that we need to get to Metro.
When we walked in, I do remember there were like women kind of dressed in suits.
And I remember my wife saying, "Well, I know what that means. I'm a nurse."
I didn't want to see that kind of a worker. And we said, let us see our son, and then they didn't want to say too much. And the less they said, the more we knew.
And we demanded to see him, and they finally took us back there. And as we went back, we seen him there. They were doing CPR on him. He was all bloody.
He was.
He was already dead.
Yeah.
That's from that point when they stopped, and that's when our lives just shut down.
Grief. That devastating feeling when dealing with the loss of a loved one. My wife and I know that personally because our son Bobby died unexpectedly, and it really led us to starting Cornerstone of Hope. Cornerstone of Hope is a sacred place where people of all ages come for support after the death of a loved one. When Chardon happened, we were immediately invited by the school to respond to this terrible crisis. The school needed us, the teachers, the administration, and especially, and most importantly, those families that were directly affected.
Anytime you lose a child, I'm sure it's going to be difficult, but in our case, it was just devastating. You crawl into a shell. You don't want to be by nobody.
Right.
And it took me a long time.
We went to the program. It was Lost a Loved One to Murder.
Throughout the time that we learned to not only talk about him when we do, and which is on a daily basis, we always laugh because we're talking about funny stuff.
If it wasn't for Cornerstone Hope, I think we'd be way back still. We're still back, but we've made a few steps.
The pain of losing a child is unimaginable. But what about when the child is the one dealing with the loss? Our school outreach program is truly a special program. When area schools identify a student or a group of students who need grief support, they call Cornerstone, and we take our services to that respective school. It could be an individual student that we do counseling with or art therapy, or when a school has identified a group of students, now we run support groups in the schools. And that's truly a powerful program, because when you have students that are sitting across the room with their peers, they recognize, man, I'm not alone.
Some of our students are quiet and withdrawn. While on the outside they may appear normal, we know that internally they have a lot of issues. And linking them with a program such as Cornerstone has just been able to give them another avenue to open up and reach out instead of kind of just getting lost in a shuffle. So a lot of our students have issues with resources as it relates to transportation. So the very fact that Cornerstone is willing to come here and service them eliminates a barrier.
And to get it out and to get closure of it before I leave this school helped me out a lot.
When a tragedy occurs that involves the loss of a loved one, Cornerstone of Hope is here to help, whether it be an individual, a family, or an entire community. We have so many programs, not just our school programs, but so many other programs that we offer. Individual counseling, art therapy, support groups. In addition to that, we offer kids' summer camps, an inner-city camp, an overnight camp, a day camp at our facility in Independence, family workshops where it's not all sad things, it's creating meaningful memories to transform that pain into purpose. Ultimately, that's what Cornerstone of Hope is all about. We have to instill hope in these families.
Cornerstone Hope, Hope and Passion, how they teach you, how they're crying with you.
I still talk to some people from the group. They absolutely know, because they're in the exact same situation as us. But they definitely know, they just know how to do it right.